Hi, welcome to another edition of FutureFast, and I'm happy to share. And all of you can already see her on screen, Pushpalatha, with me today. And just before we jump into conversation with Pushpalatha, a very quick introduction to FutureFast. This is an effort to capture what's happening in future and also have conversation with people who are impacting on future. And all of us are pretty much realizing that future is changing so fast that the biggest companies are falling, collapsing, and the richest men are suddenly in doubt of being rich anymore. So these are the crazy times, and this conversation perhaps will help us to prepare better. And clearly, one thing for sure that these conversations are not to scare anybody. This is to understand how entrepreneurs and uh, professionals and influencers are preparing themselves and are also helping uh, others to prepare better for the fast changing future. So, with this, I'll jump straight into the conversation. Once again, Pushpa, very welcome to you and thank you for making time to join us today. And despite your cold,
Yeah.
so hope you will be sipping into hot water in between, and we will have
Yes.
a smooth conversation. So here we have Pushpalata, who's an engineer and uh, perhaps one of the very few people who are better known in the healthcare space, coming from engineering background. And what is the impact that she has created? Some of you may have already known, but let us get into the conversation and understand her journey in the process of coming from being an engineer to the healthcare space and how she is helping startups and how she is contributing to building a better healthcare ecosystem. So let's get started. Once again, welcome and floor is yours. So can we talk about your journey to what led you to become an entrepreneur and particularly in the healthcare space?
Yeah. Thanks, Nanjunda. It's really great to uh, reflect how future looks like, and also share my journey, how it has been all these years. And definitely, it's a crazy time, like you mentioned. What we studied as engineers, and perhaps for everyone, right? Even in the medical industry, for clinical professionals, what they studied and how future is looking right now is entirely a different journey. So definitely, like your quote says, are you ready for the ride? That's the biggest question today for all of us. Yes, to begin with, to reflect my journey on entrepreneurship, like I think I've a couple of times mentioned that as a child I was not ready to settle for small things in life, so I always wanted to do something on my own, and that's how I used to explore so many things, that what happens if I can become that. I used to keep really big hairy goals, audacious goals, I would say, for me always. And that's how I've been exploring myself, even though being average in academics. Okay, so let's be honest in that. So I was not that front bencher where all everyone will aim for IITs and things. So I always used to be remain a backbencher and then just escape out of the assignments and things, and being just enough to clear my exams. So from being that to really, I mean, doing something, having the aspiration to do something on my own, I entered entrepreneurship as my first journey with and as an starting an electronic authorized distribution ship in India, for all over India. Being an engineer, that's what I entered into, and then started. I did my Goldman Sachs ISB program. I was 10K women entrepreneur selected by Goldman Sachs. And as I did that program, I really understood how important it is for an entrepreneur to really diverse at various stages, right? So distribution ship also was a fantastic thing, a journey which I explored myself, and also felt that I need to probably build myself and then get into other industries also. So since I had, I mean, in my network I had doctors, and in my family I had doctors, so there I was looking at exploring opportunity in healthcare. So one such opportunity came when I together co-founded GarbhaGudi. Today GarbhaGudi is known as a global brand, and we have established many centers in Bangalore and expanding pan India this year. And we are also, a lot of international patients we are treating today in GarbhaGudi. So we are a chain of fertility hospitals. So that's how journey started.
Well, I'll ask you a little more about GarbhaGudi. So before that, in the context of our podcast, right, I would like to ask you what does future mean to you? Uh, uh, if I have to put it in three words: uncertainty, scary, or exciting, what would it be for you?
Yeah, initially, it was really, uncertain for me, and looking at the way things were and moving. But I definitely, owe it to the mentors and programs which I took at right time in my life as an entrepreneur. So really, it's exciting now, and that's how I ventured, being, from engineering background, from technology background. I ventured into healthcare just to make it really exciting and then be part of the growth journey always.
Yeah, so I guess perhaps it is only fair to say that future does mean uncertain to all of us, and
Sure.
many of us get scared and try to find a easy way out, and few of us find it uncertainty also exciting and try to ride it. So clearly you are one of those. So
Thank you.
and good that you are. So coming from there, you keep saying that mentor. So just want to bring this in that who are these people that who have influenced to shape you to be who you are, right? I mean, we all have parents and teachers, but they definitely have those roles. But is it them or is it somebody apart from them or along with them who's who you uh, credit with in helping you shape yourself to be, and who do you want to name?
Yeah, so definitely, like you said, parents and my brother Kiran, who made a big difference, in my student life, because I always wanted to, just do whatever is needed for that moment, that point in time. So he and my parents really helped me to scale up this journey, whatever is needed as a foundation. So they brought me to, engineering, and then they said they were very clear. This is what you want to do. So then it's always for us as, at that age, it's always that whatever they tell, and we are from that generation, basically, where we used to listen to parents and then take their suggestions. So I'm from that generation. So I just did engineering as my suggestion from my parents and my brother. And later, at various stages, we got to have mentors, and definitely books can be a starting stage as a mentor, right? So books and really few mentors who came in at right stage in my life shaped my future, and I owe my personal journey and GarbhaGudi's growth journey, and right now Stratist journey, to all these fantastic set of mentors. The first book as my mentor, I would say, is The Power of Positive Thinking. So I explored this book. It was given by one of my professors from engineering college. He said you should read this book, and then that was my first mentor. So the book as a mentor, and then I came across a path called infinitheism. Mahatreya is the spiritual guru of that path. I started following, and it's been 11 years being with Mahatreya and infinitism. That changed my thought process thoroughly. That I was always, like I said, whatever is needed to that point I used to do, and then it changed my perspective that if I am not thinking been no turn back. I've not seen back from there on. It's been a flow in my life. And then came at, and again at some stage, got into an organization called Iron Lady to get up my competences and skills needed to build my entrepreneurial journey. And then I came across Rajesh Bhatt, who is the founder of Iron Lady, and a few board members from Iron Lady called, Sridhar, who is the ex-CEO of Bajaj Escorts, and Simon Newman, ex-CEO of Aviva Singapore. So these people had a huge difference in thought process, and that's how we could scale GarbhaGudi to a company of 100 crore valuation today. So a few, which I can mention, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I'm just curious about that infinitism.
Infinitism.
Infinitism. Okay.
Yes.
Is there any URL that you want to share?
Yes,
I've
yes.
not heard it before. So.
Oh, yeah. Actually, one beautiful thing is that I've seen organizations, I've seen, spiritual paths who just go end up having, aiming for big number of, followers, right? Mahatreya has been that way, an implementer of what he teaches. And then he ensures that we, following him, implement these things. And he's not a big fan following of, large numbers. So it's called Infinitism, www.infinitism.com. Mahatreya, if you Google in, you will get all his videos, fantastic videos. I would, definitely suggest everyone to start
so I'll
following
just
him.
repeat it. Is spelled INFINITHEISM?
Yes, exactly. Infinitism Mahatreya. Yeah, .com.
Okay, wonderful. So that's interesting. Thank you so much. And in fact, I also had a follow-on question, but before that, you also mentioned something else. So what are you doing these days? So,
Yeah.
you mentioned one more name. So do you want to bring us to speed as where you are right now?
Yeah, so right now, along with GarbhaGudi's growth journey, which I'm looking at and which I'm exploring and working towards with the board members of GarbhaGudi, another organization called Stratist, which is into healthcare mentoring and advisory and also investment, is what I've started exploring from last 2 years. The reason why we started this venture is that I found a big gap today in the industry, that as we grow, right, as an entrepreneur, the initial learnings and the whatever the ecosystem which we try to build will get, multifold growth if we can have it at the right stage in our life, right? So hence, as Stratist, I really wanted to, get these people on board, and so that we can support healthcare being the fastest growing industry today, and also has a big impact on the industry economy and the country's economy. So I wanted to bring these, investors and the right set of people on board, so that healthcare entrepreneurs and technology entrepreneurs in healthcare can make use of these, ecosystem which we can have at one stage, at one platform, to multifold their growth.
Wonderful. In fact, just before closing, you talked about the books that is helping you, along with the people that who are helping you and also influencing you. Are you also into podcasts or movies that you think you want to recommend people? At least, I don't know how you came across infinityism, but on the same lines, you did mention there are YouTube. So are there anything that you would want to recommend? Obviously, one is infinityism on YouTube. That is one recommendation, perhaps. Apart from that,
yeah. So, like I said, I'm a big fan of, reading physical books. So, so anything, I just start reading, then I'll find out an audio book of that and then keep it in my library, so that as and when I'm traveling also, I can listen to it multiple times. So than going through physical book at one shot, and then recalling those learnings is also a best thing, right? So some of the books like I said, The Power of Positive Thinking and Unposted Letter by Mahatreya, Most and More, another book, fantastic book by Mahatreya. So these are the books, and Ikigai. So I mean, very good book, which really, I mean, made me to think how happily I can grow, right? Growing is definitely given. So we will grow, that much I know is guaranteed. So, but how to happily grow, right? So how, I mean, happily I can do everything, whatever I'm doing. There is no point in being miserable and then struggle at the end saying that, okay, I am unable to, I mean, I couldn't give time for this, I couldn't give time for my family, but how can I inculcate everything in my growth journey? So these things, I mean, enabled me to happily accomplish things, Nanjita.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing your personal journey here. And before we get on to professional industry, professional and industry sector, basically to dig your thoughts and how that is shaping, uh, we want to close this session so that we can come back and talk about that. And thank you once again for making time here. And we'll catch up soon with you on this. Thank you again.
Yes,
Bye.
sure. Thank you.